Time to welcome a guest.
Who is it, Dad?
Brian Billick.
The former Ravens head coach, winner of Super Bowl 35. He's now an NFL analyst for Fox Sports. I always love talking to this guy. He's always thoughtful. The first time you broke the BYU honor code.
Wow, you're going to have him come back and yank my degree back away from me. We had a lot of rules at BYU. The hair length, not the least of it. Obviously the non-drinking code yeah, that, boy, I don't know if I want to go back, because even though I'm not there anymore, that doesn't mean they can't come back and take my degree away from me.
The statute of limitations is up on these things. You flagrantly broke which rule the most?
Boy, you're going there now. Let's just say I wore my hair too long for what the rules called for. I'm not going to go near that other stuff.
First time you realized, Brian, that you could motivate men?
Well, I don't know. I'm not one to really believe in that motivational pregame. You think you're doing a good job there, and then they go running down on the kickoff, come up looking through their ear hole after they get knocked on their backside, and all that motivational stuff goes right out the window.
Why do fans worship that part of it so much, the motivational aspect, the idea that you could somehow make Ray Lewis want it more?
Yeah, because you're overcoming basic abilities, limitations. Can you tap into the passion? There's a kind of a romanticized idea that this leader, this great leader of ours, is someone that can rouse the troops above and beyond maybe of what they're capable of.
What's the first thing that you remember about the Super Bowl victory?
When you are lucky enough to stand on that podium and that steel touches your hand, I'm betting like most people, or I would bet that most people are like me, that when you dream of that moment, it's selfish. You think about you, what it means to you and your career and all those things. But when you actually have the chance to do that and that steel touches your hand, it's amazing how humbling an experience it is.
Did you cry that day?
You know what? It wells up in you. But I will tell you, one of the emotions that did come to me was, at about 6 a.m., I kind of pulled myself away from the party and went up to my suite and figured, I'm going to shower and kind of refresh myself. And in that shower, I had, if for lack of a better term, kind of a panic attack, because it dawned on me that here in my second year, that my life was going to change. Not better, not worse, but going to change. And what are the odds, here you're doing it in year 2, what are the odds of you getting here again?
Way to enjoy the moment. A panic attack?
Yeah, exactly right. You got about 5 hours. Yeah, between the panic attack and now them saying, well, can you repeat, which starts immediately the next day. It's kind of like, well, geez, that was fun. Now, I guess I got to go do it again.
First player that comes to mind when I say what could have been.
Oh, wow. Obviously the Kyle Bowler, who we took in the first round, great young man, really is. Has all the tools, has everything it needed to be a great quarterback. And I have to take responsibility for the lack of his success, as he does, I'm sure. But I think that young man had some tremendous potential to be and have a better career than he had.
You blame yourself for Bowler?
Well, I have to take responsibility for it, certainly. Being the coach early in his career and the things we tried to do in and around Kyle, he was a good young man, and there's no reason why he shouldn't have been successful. So it would be unfair for me just to dismiss it and say, well, the guy never, the guy wasn't any good. That wasn't the case. He was a good player. It didn't come together, and I certainly have to take my share of responsibility for that.
I'm confused by something. Football recycles coaches. You are a champion. Your career record is 80-64. Why are you talking to me right now instead of preparing for a game on Sunday?
Yeah, good question. I don't know. I gave it kind of a 3-year period when I left, as I went into the broadcasting industry, saying, well, I'll see what comes for this period of time. At some point, you need to move on. And I'm at that point now. They're looking for young and cheap, and I'm neither. And so now the league, I think, is going in a different direction. They're looking for something different in their coaches, and I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
My father would like to ask you a question, Brian. Go ahead, Poppy.
First perception you would like to change about yourself?
The fact that I think I'm smarter than anybody else. Nothing can be further from the truth.
Thank you, Brian, for being on with us.
Thank you.
Sounds great.
Dad, what did you think of Brian Billick?
Well, I thought that was very intelligent.
Thoughtful, articulate, pensive. Like he's introspective. That panic attack.
Oh, the panic attack. Okay,
panic
in the
attack.
shower. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, the panic attack on the shower after a big
I
win.
mean, you win the big win, the biggest win.
Yeah, well, you know, I
biggest
guess
win.
he was thinking about what is next. I mean, rather than enjoying the moment, right?
There's no bigger from here.
That's
I'm
right,
in the
that's
shower.
right.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah,
this is the mountaintop. I can't climb any higher.
Yeah.